Hello, I'm Kimberley Furness, the founder and editor of Oak Magazine and the host of a Friend of Mine podcast. As a print journalist, I've actually fallen in love with podcasting. I cannot get enough of it. So it's no surprise that I've launched a new show called Take Me Somewhere. This one is a little different in that I travel around in my podcast van. Yes, I have a van specifically for recording podcasts. And what I do in the van is I pull up at a postcode or an event in regional and rural Australia, and I interview the people that are part of that community. Generally, I've not known these people for more than 5 minutes, but the van provides this cozy atmosphere for a really comfortable conversation. Why not take a listen to a snippet of our first 4 interviews that centre around careers in agriculture? This episode of Take Me Somewhere has been recorded live in our mobile podcast van at the Riverine Plains Innovation Expo Field Day, held in Yarrawonga on July 28.
So I had broken up from my ex with my 2 kids, Max, who is 6, and Lucy, who is 3, and moved back home to my parents' farm. And one morning, as I'm at the kitchen table with my family, my dad was bunging right on about the rain and how much everyone had gotten. And I'm looking at my smartphone going, why isn't there just an app where you can record your rainfall and everyone else on the app can see each other's rainfall? Super simple, but that is Spark Drop. Yeah, and then I sat on that idea for about 6 months because initially what happened was I said to Dad, this would be a really cool idea for an app. And he was like, I don't know how to drive them things.
Drive them things?
Yeah, so it's literally all he does. He's like getting around to it, I don't know how to drive it. I don't know how to drive that. That's like his little saying. And then I went, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't know how to make an app. I wouldn't have a clue the first place to start to make an app. So I sat on the idea, and then it wasn't until a friend recommended a book to me called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He basically was talking about businesses and assets and liabilities. And when I'd split with my ex, we had 2 houses. So we sold the houses, and the money that I got from that, everyone was like, are you going to buy a house? Are you going to buy another house? And I said, well, no, I can't afford to buy a house. So I thought I would create an asset. I had a good idea, and then hopefully down the track, I'll be able to buy that house with my asset, which is Spark Drop.
Oh my God, I didn't know any of this.
I know, I was like,
Jeez.
I'm just going to...
Boom.
Yeah, boom. Pretty much boom emoji.
Something like today, there are so many females waltzing around, and I'm actually quite shocked at how many there is that aren't here, with their work and with stalls and things. But I always find being female is so far in a minority, and it's getting better. And there's with technology and social media influences things, girls are less intimidated stepping into it. But I've grown up without social media influences in farming and feeling like I'm always maybe a minority or alone.
I actually started when I was 18 and I moved to Wangaratta area. I owned a chocolate shop. I started my own business as a chocolate shop.
Delicious.
So, Millawa Chocolates, which was fantastic. I had a blast doing that, and I learnt so much about, I suppose, what I'm capable of. And I did a diploma of business management while I was doing it. So I learnt what I could manage and what I was capable of, and basically that I could achieve anything really.
I come from a family dairy farm in Nullawarre in the Western District of Victoria, and like most people from a farm, I was encouraged to go to university and encouraged to go into different professions. I started studying arts at the University of Melbourne, and a semester in thought, what am I going to do if I want to move to the country? Because I don't know that I want to stay in the city long term. What am I going to do with an arts degree? And I ended up transferring into agriculture, which was super exciting and one of the best decisions I think I've made.
So what do you think? If you're a fan of a friend of mine, I just know that you're going to love Take Me Somewhere. To listen to the full episodes, search Take Me Somewhere on your podcast app. And yes, I'm going to do the big ask. If you love it, share it, whether that is a review, hitting the 5 stars, or sharing it to social media. It really does help for more people to hear our voices, and there is influence and power in that visibility. Thank you for being a friend of mine, and I hope you can pop over to Take Me Somewhere and make some new friends too.